who are the better players at the end of the day, and that's putting them out on the field.
All right, NickOnAura, let's see what you got. I mean, right here and now, if you ask me, this NickOnAura squad has a lot to prove. They had the bye, like we said, in round 1, and then in their second series, they weren't able to win a game. So if they're able to win right here, they're going to be feeling a whole lot better about their chances heading into this match.
Yeah, they're definitely, this could be a really interesting series. It could either go the full distance, like I think, or honestly, sweep potential, like you said. Again, if you guys missed yesterday, Talk went insane. He was literally 1v3ing. Those solo plays were disgusting. Mist is going to get in on it this time. It's a pass and play between Talk and Mist. Talk sets him up from the sidewall. AJ doesn't get a touch on it at all, or, okay, excuse me, did get a touch on it. It was Talk's second initial follow-up that puts them through the back of the net. PineApple first on the board.
Yeah, and that right there is just PineApple being super tenacious on the offensive end, not letting NickOnAura really breathe at the defensive side. And, you know, that's the one thing that NickOnAura might struggle with, is slowing down this PineApple roster that showed that they can score in bunches yesterday.
Just about a minute into this one here. PineApple still just leading by 1. Trying to turn it into 2, but they're going to have to get out of their own half first. Finally get to see NickOnAura. They took a couple attempts, missed, reset to try and get over the defense. Abstract just immediately sends it back into their own half. Follow-up from Kofor, a bit awkward, but follow-up potential here from Eris. And not bad from NickOnAura. Their spotting of each other has looked incredible, but the defense actually is looking a bit better for the time being. Finally, that last follow-up from Eris is what puts NickOnAura to equalizer.
Great stuff coming in from Eris right there. AJ couldn't get back in time. 3:33 on the clock, all tied up. It's going to be a good one potentially, especially game 1. You said that it's giving game 5 energy, and hey, I wouldn't be mad at a game 5 between these two squads for sure, especially with a squad like NickOnAura that we really probably didn't get to see you know, their best what they have really to offer. You know, I'm sure that this squad definitely is much better than what it looked like on paper, because on paper that 3-0 looked kind of rough, especially with the score lines in that 3-0.
Oh, man. And, well, I mean, they're trying to get a 3-0 of their own. Obviously, Abstract takes this one up, slows it down. It's a stop from AJ, but
wow,
these follow-through, I got to give it to NickOnAura. They looked so much better than what we saw yesterday. Yesterday, like you said, on paper, it looked pretty bad for them. It was an 0-3 loss. And they just seemed a little disconnected. Of course, it looked like, you know, a pickup team. Like, it looked like 3 friends came into this one and they were like, hey, let's just run this tourney. If we win, we win. If we don't, we don't. But I feel like they processed that, hey, you know, we're kind of 1 win away from at least getting into the prize pool. So it seems a little bit more connected than we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. I mean, even that second goal right there was just a massive play, especially from Abjack, you know, able to set up his teammate and then get the demo to clear the way. Just shows you really what this squad could potentially be cooking up. And so PineApple definitely have to be a little bit weary about that and have to make sure that they're locked in on the defensive end. Abjack with a nice save on the line to keep the equalizer from going through. Gopher looking to potentially set it up. Abjack gonna collect this one on the side, needing to get it past 1, not able to though. Harris is gonna be there. Clear comes through and we're heading back the other way, and my goodness, are you kidding me? Absolute nastiness as AJ gets the follow-up. Yikes, wow. Missed with a perfect setup.
Yeah, that's unfortunate there from Eris too. His first clear just unfortunately falls straight into the hands of, I don't know who that third was, but fell straight into the hands of a PineApple player on that one there. And then it's just an easy open setup for everybody to try and tie things up, and they do. And here comes that third goal in. Another great setup right off of the kickoff. And again, it's the same thing. These NickOnAura touches just falling straight into the hands of a PineApple player. Of course, they're not entirely straight to them. PineApple is doing a great job of taking initiative and kind of forcing NickOnAura, like, back against their walls kind of a thing here, but 2 minutes left to go. PineApple take back that lead in a little bit of a tug-of-war here, looking to try and extend. Appjack's the one to send this one down to the ground here, and Talk, even on low boost, still trying to force this ball forward.
Over with a nice potential play here, but Talk getting the save again. And that's one thing that we did notice with Talk yesterday is that he really was that last line of defense, that final player swooping in, getting those super clutch saves, and he was also that player that was clutching up on the offensive end for them. So really just able to show that he's an all-around player, offense, defense. He's got it both. Because a lot of players, they want to make a name for themselves and they only work on offense. It's just like a lot of sports nowadays. You only work on the offense. But guess what? Defense wins championships, and he's shown that he can do it on both ends, which is a really good sign already for the kid.
For sure. I think that saying definitely goes hand in hand with what the last minute or so for PineApple has looked like as well. They finally get that lead, and then NickOnAura unfortunately just cannot find their way through, and a lot of that is due in fact to being not given a ton of space, so they're forced to kind of hit the post on a lot of those shots there. But PineApple holding on fairly strong. 35 seconds left here in this game number 1. Apparently Jack just throws this one off to the side. Aris there to follow. 30 seconds left on the clock and a full tank of boost. He's going to try and pass it down to Jack. Both players deny it, but the follow-up could be dangerous. Instead, it goes up a little bit too high on the touch, and NickOnAura forced to try again.
PineApple still holding solid. 10 seconds left, and they're heading down, putting pressure on NickOnAura. Now this is going to be Nick's only chance. Here we go. Over up high, sends it down. The infield pass is there, but it's off target, and Talk gets the save, looking to kill it. Going to PineApple take game number 1.
Oh man, I liked that last.
I mean, you gotta turn it up right here if you're Nick. You had the advantage, and you just weren't able to capitalize on it. It was really PineApple scoring back-to-back goals in super quick succession. And I mean, you did say it. They had a nice chance, a nice opportunity at the very end of the game to potentially tie it, but it just wasn't there. Talk was able to read it perfectly, and Jack gets a save here to start things out. And maybe need to get another one, but that's not going to be the case. Talk, my goodness, up high, able to slot it into the upper 90. And that's just great cleanup coming in from him.
It really is. And I got to give it to PineApple as a whole, but in particular Mist. A lot of this started off on him. He got the redirect forward and then took it to the corner and just kept trying to force this ball towards that net. And like you said, Talk has been a really great third man, that great cleanup. And you're seeing it again here, but great shot from AJ. Talk up next. Appjack completely fending all of these off in first 30 seconds. PineApple, they've got one on the board, but can't extend. And NickOnAura, that could be a good sign for them as far as finding an opportunity to get out of their own half as they finally get a clear here. Kofer's up next, takes the shot, but Talk to send off.
Yeah, now Jack looking for the center. That's saved away by Mist. AJ looking to get the clear, not able to just quite. Talk is there for the save. Demo comes out onto him for his troubles. What can Mist do with it? Up high, AJ's got it. After both players getting demoed, we'll see what Talk and AJ now can do on the setup. Not much. We're heading back the other way. Appjack with a shot on target. Mist is there. Make sure that isn't going to be going through, and NickOnAura don't find the equalizer just quite yet. It's going to take a little bit more. They need to get past this PineApple defense.
Yeah, definitely. There needs to be a little extra bit of sting to the NickOnAura, attacks here. It's been a little lackluster, might seem harsh, but unfortunately for how strong the PineApple defense has been, it really has been that way. And these quick counters might honestly be the death of NickOnAura. It wastes so much time that they need. Finally, they get out and immediately sent back mid, right? So a demo might open up a little bit of a path there for NickOnAura, but for the unfortunate scenario, PineApple, they have every bit of the board covered. The backboard, clean on defense. 2 players sitting in net waiting to defend, always ready to go. So less than 3 minutes to go on this one. NickOnAura, one more chance to try and take a shot before PineApple might make their transition out.
Yeah, and it's so nice because I'm sure Mist is sitting here saying, wow, I'm thankful that I don't have to be the only one sitting here playing defense. His whole squad right now is looking exceptional on that half. And as I say that, this one gets cleared all the way down. Not on target, so nothing to worry about yet for PineApple. They are able to get the clear. AJ up high, potentially, to stop this one, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Sends it over to Talk. Now what can the young gun do with it? Not able to get it past one. Actually does. Squeaks it past, and this is actually a big blunder by NickOnAura, leaving Mist to try and get the touch he's looking for. AJ off the backboard for the double to the middle. Off the backboard again. The double, the triple, the follow-up is there, though, from Talk. Either way, my goodness, it took a village.
It really did. That first setup there from AJ, and then Talk having to take a million other touches to try and get that one in. I think it might have been 3 with a follow-up that's like a technical 4, but it definitely at least 2 or 3 on that one. PineApple up 2-0 as Aris tries to air dribble this one in. It will find its way through. Quick responses is what NickOnAura were missing before. They cut that lead in half. Just an easy, chill shot off the kickoff here for NickOnAura at a minute 57.
Yeah, NickOnAura needed that one for sure. So right now, got to find a way to get back into this one. Mist gets the demo. The clear comes out. And we're right back onto the NickOnAura half. So the question is, are they going to be able to get this one out of it and try to get an offensive play that looks somewhat decent? That was a solid look. Nothing comes out of it just quite yet. Kofer looking for the potential double, but not going to be there. We might be heading back the other way yet again. Aris is able to collect it, sends it up to the corner to AppJack. Infield passes there. The double attempt comes through, and it squeaks on by. Kofer scores.
Yeah, let's take a look back at this one. Finally, NickOnAura are doing a really good job of setting each other up to get around. But more importantly, there was a very unnecessary double commit with AJ and Talk. And Aris, of course, he bumped Talk off of it, but both of them were already up at that point that you could just place it low and it was a free shot. So NickOnAura tie things up again, a minute 18, trying to retake that lead back there from PineApple if they can, because that's what you're going to want headed into that last minute or so. Bump play from AppJack. Not quite as successful as AJ doubles off the sidewall and heads on into the NickOnAura half.
Game number 1 ended at a 3-2 scoreline in favor of PineApple, and then with a minute left on the clock, there's potential for that scenario to repeat itself yet again. NickOnAura pressuring onto the PineApple half. AppJack does get the demo. Potentially going to set up a nice play for NickOnAura, but no. Sent to the side yet again. We're going right back the other way, and my goodness, Talk tried to send it off the backboard to AJ, but wasn't able to get the connection there. Harris now squeaks it through, but my goodness, the defense holds, but only for so long. Kofer gets the cleanup, and now NickOnAura find themselves staring down the barrel of potentially tying this series up.
I gotta give it to Mist. He managed to avoid Jack's first attempt at the bump there. He does the stop and fake and gets the save, and Aris goes, absolutely not. You will still be getting bumped out of the way on this play. Completely blows him out of the water, and they walk that one in, basically. NickOnAura, though, the creativity definitely has skyrocketed in this game number 2 here. 15 seconds on the clock. Kofer going to take a wide shot here and falls into the hands of AJ in the corner. 10 seconds left. AppJack to carry it solo. Back to Mist. I think he's going to try and spot Talk, but it's stopped in its tracks. And PineApple still trailing by 1. It's up in the air. He got one more chance, but it looks like apparently Jack's going to try and kill this one. Still pops up in reg. And there it is. The ball gets killed. Game fastest. Yesterday, it was all PineApple. Today, NickOnAura doing a much better job of kind of keeping up in general. So we head into game number 3 here. Who is the first to take that match point?
5 minutes on the clock to decide. This game 3 is oh so pivotal. Right now, PineApple looking to get off to a hot start once again. This time hoping to hang on to the lead. PineApple hit the center. The clear comes through. Talk is going to reset this one, leaving it off. Just tried to win out. Challenge is good from Kofer. Enough to delay PineApple just for now. Mist still looking for something. Here we go. And that's it. Left it off for Talk. My goodness. Yeah, you could see the setup was there, and I was a little confused what he was going to do with it, but Talk came through like a wrecking ball to clean it up, and I mean, they knew exactly what they were doing. This squad right here, when they're clicking, they're clicking.
Oh, for sure. This is a very solid team all the way around. I mean, you've got AJ and Talk, who are two very mechanical players, but the same can be said for Jack. He finds a tiny gap in the defense on his cheat up there after the kickoff. He just followed that ball as it went, and it's the same as always. No solid touch there from that last defender means an easy follow-up in net. And as quickly as it started, we're back on even playing ground here in game number 3. This one to go bounce off the sidewall. Great clear there from Talk. Ball's right down to Kofor though. More boost in the tank for him, but still Talk's challenge keeps this in possession of PineApple. Smith is gonna try and follow this one around. The stealing Eris up next to air dribble go down. 50's back, and this one, to be fair, I gotta give it to PineApple for the most part. They kept that ball, blue side for a decent amount of time.
Yeah, they've done a great job of just pressuring NickOnAura in their half. I mean, the one time Nick scored, it was super quick. They didn't really have a lot of time on the PineApple half, and like you stated, it's really been PineApple controlling the pace of this game. Even though we're sitting at a 1-1 scoreline, probably feel a little bit more comfortable as, yet again, they're deep into this Nick half, and Mist is able to clean it up. I mean, right now, if you can see, this pressure is just relentless on the NickOnAura half. They can't stop it.
Yeah, no, the dunk from Mist is actually low-key nuts, but it's another setup from Talk. Talk and Mist throughout this series as a duo have looked so good, and that's been kind of my favorite part about PineApple is they understand who is going to be a little bit more offensive heavy on the day. Yesterday it was a little bit more AJ and Talk, and then in the second half of their day it was Mist and Talk as well. But Talk, everybody was aware of when he was having his moments that he could solo teams by himself. Today they're understanding that Mist and Talk are doing a great job of connecting and spotting each other. So defensively, they look great. Offensively, they look even stronger. In less than 3 minutes to go in this one, PineApple just continues to lead by 1.
For sure, they definitely look strong on the offensive end. Looking to potentially get a third one to their tally here. Nice challenge from Talk comes out. Can he beat Appjack? No. Appjack gets to the side looking for the clear. Mist does get the challenge, and it's a good one to keep it on this backboard. It is going to leave it off for Aris. Talk with the challenge one more time. Keeps it on the NickOnAura half, who are just struggling to get it out of their half. And when you struggle to get it out of your half, there's going to be a lot of shots on net, and that's exactly what's happening now is, yet again, Talk with the challenge. Wasn't able to win it out. Looking for the potential dunk there on the line. And either way, this is just a defensive masterclass, and they're going to need to keep on being so good on the defensive end because it didn't look like for a second that there was going to be any stop to that offensive onslaught from PineApple.
Oh, for sure. Both sides of the field, it has just been what feels like 50 shots being sent off every few seconds or so. And right now, NickOnAura, they've had a little bit more pressure offensively. They've taken a decent amount more shots as well. And finally, they find a gap, find their way on through it. I was waiting for this one. I felt like eventually the pressure was just going to be a bit too much. So a forced 3v1 on AJ. I think AJ actually might have gotten bumped off it as, I don't see who rotated out off of it. Oh, it was Kofor. Kofor bumped him off on his rotation out, and then it was just a free shot for Appjack. But 2v2, or excuse me, 2-2-2, as Eris tries to turn it 2-3 on this one. 1:38 on the clock here. This third game, this is the back and forth energy that I think you were anticipating.
Oh, precisely. And, you know, this is also the moments like this where we saw yesterday for PineApple, it was really Talk that stepped up. When things were tight and they needed a goal, he was really the player to watch out for. So go to a Talk cam for a little bit and see exactly what he's cooking with these last 70 seconds. This shot from AJ does come through clean. Talk leaves it into the corner for his teammate. Gonna rotate on back, and already I like what I see out of the kid right now. The rotations are on point. He seems like he's definitely got a firm grasp on what his role is with this squad, and that's what we really talked about. Is we pointed out yesterday is that it seemed like AJ and Mist have done a great job of setting him up for success.
Oh, for sure. Again, these are three very, very capable and solid players, but same can be said on the other side of the field. That's a great pass and play there together to try and get past Abjack, just trying to get that last second center. No one there to follow. Eris off the back wall. Every shot completely defended. In less than 30 seconds to go, the demos are the last-ditch efforts to keep it going. You see Kofor on the lurk. It's a floater, but it's not fast enough to beat out AJ or Mist. In last 14 seconds, PineApple just playing defense for their lives here as NickOnAura has all the pressure in the world. It's finally let up with a half clear from Mist. And this one's popped up to the sky. Apparently Jack denied any opportunity. 0-second potential, but this one's gonna hit the ground, and we've got overtime.
That's a couple times now. NickOnAura almost able to make some magic happen at the 0-second mark, but not just quite this time. AJ with the challenge up high. Not going to win that one out. Abjack tried to get it past Mist. Not able to. Into the corner now. Set up for PineApple potentially, but no, we're heading back the other way. Just for now. Abjack intercepts in the midfield. AJ got to get the clear. He is able to pop it up. He's got to get it past another. Is able to get it past Kofor, which is nice. Mist needing to get it through one. Is able to. Potential for the setup. No, the bump play wasn't there either. And still, it's going to be PineApple just trying to keep it onto this NickOnAura half. Doing a solid job of it for now. Missed up high. This might be it. But no, the save from Abjack. The cleanup from Talk isn't there as well. And a nice chance for PineApple. Solid defense from NickOnAura, though.
There's a great shot there on target, but sent off by AJ. Kofor and apparently Jack trying to work together to get it around off this one. But each time the ball has just got just overhead of that goal line. And unfortunately can't find its way on in. They're trying their hardest to find each other, but PineApple defense has just been a bit too strong for that first minute or so here. But this is what we saw before. Two in the net to keep it out. Apparently Jack trying to keep it going. He's soloing on it, but it's just not enough to get around. PineApple has played such a patient defensive game, and this is what they do. They wait for that gap to come through. Missed over to the backboard. Gonna try and find space to double. Not allotted it, and Talk up next. Kofor completely stops the play in its tracks. And then it's just rinse and repeat back to NickOnAura taking their shots again.
Now is it going to be Talk with the solo play? He got past one. Can he get past two? He does! Talk does it in overtime. Clutching up again for this PineApple roster. The shot will not be denied. The bump wasn't even needed. So clean.
It's such a mind game there at the end, too. Just
relax, go after their souls. If I'm his teammates, I am hyping him up to the max right now to try and make sure that the vibes are as immaculate as possible heading into this game number 4 to look to close out this NickOnAura squad that have definitely showed they have a lot more fight in them than I expected for sure.
Oh yeah, I think both of these teams are showing up to the best of their abilities, but like you said, there's a level of hype to talk right now, that is just a little bit different than NickOnAura. Of course, you got this young gun kid coming on in, proving himself time and time again with two very top players from North America. And I mean, this is a moment to really prove yourself, not only to AJ and Mist, but to the entire Rocket League community, that you are more than capable of playing with, you know, some of the best of the best. So I think Talk's performance has been incredible. He's holding up to the pressure very, very well. 1v1 Eris versus Talk, though, is going to Eris, the other young gun, showing up and proving himself.
Yeah, that was close. If Talk would have won that one out, I mean, that would have just been absolutely insane at this point. Still almost able to, but just not quite. 24 seconds in, we got ourselves a tie game. And you said it. I mean, yesterday there was a lot of pros in the chat. And a lot of times, you know, the pros, they're just lurking. You know, you see them in the chat and you're like, okay, they're here. But no, they were talking yesterday while Talk was scoring. And definitely making a name for himself in front of the entire community. And yesterday and today combined, you can just make a highlight reel. If he doesn't have a pinned tweet from all of his highlights of this tournament, I'm going to be disappointed.
I mean, I'm sure he'll put it on YouTube if he really wants to. For now, though, just going to keep adding to the clips and to the stats. Almost got the angle on that one, too. No boost, though. Around the corner, big bump from Eris, though, to let Kofor's shot get walked in. 45 seconds into this game, number 4. We've got 4 goals in net already bumps and solo plays galore. And NickOnAura just fighting tooth and nail to keep this series going.
Fireworks in game 4, things that you love to see. A lot of goals going down so far. Hopefully both squads can keep up the pace, and that's exactly what they're doing. Talk gets another one on the board. That's his hat trick, and we're only 51 seconds in. Now, yesterday he scored 7 goals by himself in a game. Will he be able to top that record today?
I mean, we're going to find out. He's definitely on the road. That was the hat trick for him here in this game 4. So he's only about 4 off from his record, or at least tying it up, as he just kind of lurks here in the mid. Eris goes for the clear. It's stopped in its tracks by Talk himself. AJ to follow. And AJ solo completely sent off by apparently Jack. And I like this from PineApple. This is what we've seen all throughout the day. Quick follow-ups and then almost immediate setups into an attack here. You've seen it so many times over. 3:38 on the clock though. PineApple only leading by 1 multiple times in this series. 1 has really just been the name of the game to getting a win, but Miss gonna try and turn it into 2. Follow-up might go on in. This one will. AJ to give PineApple the double lead.
Yeah, PineApple answers back, make sure that they can get this cushion. And you can see, even if the save had magically come through, guess who was lurking, waiting in the wings? It was Talk. He was ready for the cleanup just in case AJ and Mist couldn't convert, but they're good to go regardless. 90 seconds in right now. Up high. Talk not able to get it past the defense. Kofor now looking to start a play of his own. Gets it past 1. Appjack doesn't get the touch, but it looked like a little bit of a double fake out coming through. Now, my goodness, if this was coordinated and this was all on purpose, this was incredible faking coming in from NickOnAura.
Oh, this is 100% intentional. They communicated and left it there. I think it was low boost on that second follow-up from Kofor, so he just left it and kind of forced Miss to be like, oh my gosh, am I about to get bumped or not? And then Jack just completely full sent on that last defender on Talk, bumped him out of the way. That was extremely coordinated in my opinion. 3 minutes left on the clock. They're gonna try and do it again, but this one completely pitches back into the blue half here. And Kofor gonna try and take this away as Miss goes for the challenge on and misses it, no connect. Kofor spots Eris, but PineApple doing a great job of getting in the faces of NickOnAura. Eris tried to do it by himself, but couldn't, and it falls to the hands of AJ.
Already 7 goals throughout this game. There has been non-stop action in this one. It's been a great watch so far, and NickOnAura trying to make sure that their run does not end here. They've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds left. Let's tie this one up and force an overtime at least if they want to extend their lives in this tournament. Remember, the winner of this tournament will be guaranteed top 4, walking away with $2,000. Or excuse me, the winner of this series will be guaranteed $2,000 at least. And the loser of the series is going home. So there's a lot on the line for NickOnAura in this game specifically.
Yeah, there is a lot going on, and a little bit more importantly, a tied game now. Appjack found his way through off low-key 3 separate whiffs from PineApple. I don't even know if that was like a mind game thing at that point, but somehow every bounce went past a player and through the net. 2 minutes on the clock. It has been a complete shootout from both of these teams, just taking turns, taking the lead, and retying up the game time and time again here. Minute 47 on the clock. AJ looking to take that lead back for PineApple, completely sent off by Eris. And Talk keeps this one blue side. AJ just solo by himself. Mist already spots him for cleanup crew if needed, but he's a little bit awkward on this, and this gives NickOnAura the time to try and make the clear here. But even their touches alone are like half clears at best, which allows PineApple to really force their strength in the mid and keep this ball blue side.
Yeah, NickOnAura now. Seconds remaining. Oh man, almost able to punch it through over AJ, but AJ gets the save now, and heading into this final minute, this is where things start to get really, really dire if you're NickOnAura. You understand that if you give up a goal, it could be your tournament.
1 minute left to go. PineApple a goal away from taking the series. They just got to find something here. Demo sends Mist all the way back home, and it's AJ left in a 2v1 here. Talk Gonna try and slow down, apparently, Jack himself. Gets bumped out of the way. This one off the backboard. No follow-up to be seen as AJ takes this one out into the corner here. And not too bad a play. Great patience from PineApple as well. They know that NickOnAura are going to try and ramp up their aggression a little bit. Kofer almost found that really nasty angle, but everybody continues to get their clears and shots intercepted.
Yeah, PineApple solid on the defense. All three players stepping up to the plate in these tight scenarios. And this one dangerously careens in front of the net, but saved away yet again. Oh man, NickOnAura, they are lurking. They are waiting. The infield pass is there. Kofer off the backboard, but it's gonna go straight to missed. And now it's gonna get killed. We got ourselves an overtime.
PineApple looking for that golden goal to send them into the semifinal against RMC. But NickOnAura want to try and force this all the way to Champions Field, and they don't get the opportunity to do so. The man, the myth, technically the kid legend, off the backboard for the double to end it all. They will be facing off against Reddles, Magic, and Cheese later in the semifinal.